Welcome to another episode of the theme of meaning of life. And the topic of today is echoing vibrations. Well, enjoy, breathe, and let's go dive deep into the world of words, etymology. And through words, we shall find the meaning of life today. So we shall be able to navigate society just a little bit easier with navigating the waters of society, to say simply. So let's go. Let's do this. And 1, 2, 3, and clap. See, that's the thing about echoing vibrations, is that they can come from anywhere. Because it's an echo, right? And it's active because it's an echoing. And then it's a vibration upon itself. Upon the very essence of what is moment of motion. So what I'm saying is that there is this element of life that just keeps on going because it's an echo, and then it's active because it's an echoing. Yet vibrationally, that's the signature, that's the sign, that's the essence of the messenger in and of itself. It's an echoing vibration. Let's breathe together, shall we? 1. Inhale. And breathe. Okay, so, anywho, echoing vibrations is something that's been around since, the beginning of time. Just because there's moments of where society and those in the, and we could say the ones that are with degrees and this and that of studies and, just real, professional about it in that industry, right? Well, that's not exactly the whole entire standpoint upon all of life, right? That's just one aspect of it. That's just one aspect that is a echoing vibration, of humanity at the stage that it is at, of the longest living book is Akasha Records. And who's to say that it's a book? Really, it's more like a infinite amount of library. So, in and of itself, life is an ongoing expression of whatever echoing vibration came before it, right? We may not fully understand as, in this human experience of, being human, yet we can be gratified. We can be thankful. Because, in a sense, we may be something of what we are. And what are we, though? Are we universal laws? Are we souls? Are we just this body that is flesh and blood and bones and matter effect of atoms, which in all of it, in going from that scenario, going from matter to atoms or atoms that matter, it's all the same thing, right? They just matter, matter of fact, matter of opinion, matter of life, matter of just antimatter, in of itself is just the same thing as what matters. What makes a difference is what matters. And so that goes to say, with the whole retrospection of the actuality of the universal law of relativity, which is to be at a neutral state in and of itself. Yet, an echoing vibration that is off-putting, I'm not sure if that would be an echoing vibration. It would, but it's, nothing's good or bad, and it was just an attempt to jump into judging it like that, and it's not like that at all. Life is not meant to be judged. It is meant to, we are meant to bring meaning to life in and of itself through our echoing vibration, through our standpoint of being alive and being here and just doing something. We have an echoing vibration that's here now, especially those that have biographies and get autobiographies done for them. Oh no, I mixed that up. Autobiographies, one done for you, or one done by you, and biography is done by two. Yep. So anywho, an echoing vibration is something that, it doesn't stop. It doesn't lose inertia. It keeps on going. It might fade over time, yet it's just because though the now moments that are there never had that essence and experience of itself, for that self, by that self, with that self. And yet, in of itself, it's never ending. It's an echoing vibration. So, in of itself, is a ripple, an echoing vibration. It can be, and it is, everything is, because, the scientific means of you'll keep going until you disperse that energy, that inertia onto another thing that gives its purpose, and you give it meaning because you are alive. You are here now. The only way an object can, come interface with your face is if you let it. To say simply, because in the meaning of life, one has to have the free will to really dive deep into the meaning of life, to understand it and to overstand it. And in the instant of where, like, the fairies or those elemental aspects of life are always tuned in and connected and tapped in, and they are always on top of it, and and yet they're too busy to give themselves the meaning of life in of itself, to say simply. It's kind of like that episode or that movie, oh my goodness, what is it? Guardians, I think. Oh my goodness, I don't recall. I shall look it up. Give me a second. And it's time to So, when you look up echoing, you get 15th century, 1550 century in trance, and 16th century trance from echo, related to echoed and echoing. In trance at that time, is across, beyond, through, on the other side of, to go beyond. And then when you look up echo, it's sound repeated by reflections. From Latin, echo. From Greek, echo, personified in classic mythology as a mountain nymph who pinned away for love and love of, until nothing was left of her but her voice. So, sound to resound. Latin, Vagire, to cry, to respond. Related echoes. Echo chambers are from 1937. Then we look up vibrations. You get Bose, B-O-S-E, a noun to seek for hollow underground by ramming the ground and observing the vibrations. Os, empty. Also, it was an Indian and Albert Einstein proposed. Laws based on something. When you look up vibrate, short for vibration, associated from 1967 as observed from vibration in 1960s slang sense of and vibration is to shake. Brandishing, noun from the past participle stem of V-I-B-R-A-R-E, set in tradition. T-R-E-M-U-L-O-U-S, motion. Yet. What does brandishing, and varnish, brandish, move or rise a weapon, mid-14th century. A sword, blade of a sword, prow of a ship, burning to heat sworn. To heat torn. And then brand is a noun destruction by fire, firebrand, piece of burning wood, torch. Huh. From the 15th century. The opposite of echoing is opposite of deep, opposite of tending to resonant, echo, or reverberate, opposite of deep or resonate in sound or tone. Hushed adjectives. Hushed, noiseless, quiet, silent, soundless, stilled, silly, stilly, gentle, low, soft, faint, incomplete, weak, muffled, needy. I wonder what vibrations would be like that. Vibrations, find it. Opposite of meaning that is suggested or implied. What is opposite of vibration? Opposite of vibration is suggested or implied. Donation, donut, denotation, abuse, lack, excuses. Time to breathe and then time to breathe and a second. And it's time to breathe and then time to breathe and out. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. And up, and in, and let's get back to it, and out. So in of itself, a memory is an echoing vibration. And so in of itself, you have life giving you everything that you want, yet you have to be vibrationally matching and be neutral to that vibration. No judging it, nothing like that, because that's not your job, right? What is your job, to be the best that you can be? Sure. Society kind of teaches, or this society, because that's not society, right? That's not what society is. It's just what this society is, doesn't teach you, or I guess it depends on what society you're from, right? My society doesn't exactly teach what it means to love yourself and to respect yourself, and who's to say? Maybe it does. Maybe my perception of it is just a lot off. Yet, anywho, isn't everyone's though? in a sense, everyone's perception, that meaning of life, right? That, like, that's just another way of saying the meaning of life at that moment, right? Because that is the answer to life at that moment, right? So in of itself, it from that meaning of life echoes a vibration that leaves an imprint of of a guiding force of just the overall happening of what is the echoing moment vibration. And we call it a moment. Sometimes we call that moment a miracle, because something blessing that we see happens and we just are just so enthralled and just loving in of itself. So also, the meaning of life through, or echoing vibrations through the meaning of life, means that is like the messenger. That is the one that is there, steadfast, to be holding the space until you get there, to hold the space, or to hold the space together. Yeah. Echoing vibrations is something that, with it being a messenger, has the ability to be not transsexual, not transgender, but trans, to go across, to be a path to. So overall though, life is about finding a way to not always have a happy vibration, yet enjoy the echoing sensations that you get as what is sight, sound, hearing, smells. Because it's life, and life happens, and some say life is too short, some say life is life, and some say life can happen. So it's about really seeing what is it happening. You don't have to see it through your own sight, like you recognition of itself, to have it still be meaningful, into being something of, well, nothing's bad or good, it just is what it is. So in and of itself, one would say that you are, you're always constantly vibrating. You're vibrating right now. If you zoom up close to anything, it's a vibrational movement, it will showcase. And so you're always vibrating. And so and you're made of water, some say 70. It doesn't really matter about the percentage. If it's a high percentage, you're obviously not gonna melt or evaporate. Yet the water inside of you does evaporate, and we call that sweat, right? We call that ability to, the body's ability to execute something out of the body. Excretion, secretion, whatever. Yeah, anywho. So what is the meaning of life with echoing vibrations? Well, we could say that it's the ability to see life for what it is. That it is an echoing vibration. That somehow, it keeps going until, we don't know about antimatter and stuff like that in a sense, or, the mainstream societal sense is, we don't know about antimatter as humanity, and I guess I could say society doesn't know, right? Because, we all know what our own meaning is. We make our own meaning all the time for everything. And just that echoing vibration of that meaning that we bring to it is the vibration itself, is an energy, is an essence that is moving forth from us onto the next, vibration. And then it becomes, that instant, that happening between those two vibrations becomes an echo, and they both mimic each other, almost like the blockchain technology. Yet, there is still that point where echoing vibrations are something that happen all the time. Even if you can't hear it, like P and S waves for earthquakes, that's a vibration, and that's an echoing vibration until it comes up between something it cannot penetrate or go through. It cannot be transient and never be transient with be intransient. Just say, simply. And well, it is that time, my friends, where I must go forth and do something in life that is to complete this goal by posting this, and yet at the same time to say thank you for you being you. Thank you for allowing yourself to make the time today to grow in ways that allow everyone to, because in of itself, what I can take away as the meaning of life is that it's different for everybody. That's my biggest takeaway from the meaning of life. Yet, echoing vibrations is just another way of saying sound moving through the air. Something you can't really tangibly see per se, but you can hear it, which is a sense, a sense of a life, joy, that you can hear it and see. It might not be a bat, yet you can still hear, and well, it is what it is. Yeah, thank you very much for being you, and you have a beautiful one, because you deserve it. And always remember, whatever you're feeling, your echoing, vibrational happening, however it may happen, in and of itself, is still happening, and that when you're interacting with things, that's where you're coming from. That's where you're at in and of itself.